Onto your early life, you've spoken on this before, but what do you attribute to any success that you've had to growing up in Dandenong?
Yeah, look, Dandenong was a really important part of my shaping, I guess, in that, anyone who lives in Melbourne knows that it's, I think it's about 20 k's, southeast of Melbourne. And when I was growing up in there, certainly in the early 60s, it was the place where many first-time immigrants came from overseas, often from much, more demanding circumstances than they found here. It was a fresh start. It was an industrial suburb, working-class suburb. But on the one hand, there was a lot of need, a huge amount of need, actually. I only had to look over the back fence to see, real poverty. But on the other hand, there was certainly a small and medium business element to it, which meant that there was a fair amount of prosperity as well. My father was a pharmacist, so there was never any issue about food on our table. And there were some very large employers too. Back in those days, General Motors, Heinz, International Harvestor. And all of that came together in a really interesting setting. And I guess as a young kid growing up in Dandenong, I saw, as I said, real poverty, but other people who lived in that community who were a bit better off, like my parents, who not only felt, I think, a need to, just share and serve and spread it around a bit, but actually, and this is the secret to it, had a really good time doing it. My parents, I won't say they were social animals, don't mind, they've been dead now for some years, but they enjoyed being part of that community. They got involved in various local service organisations like Rotary, and there was a hospital auxiliary and various things. And they made sure that every involvement that they had, they didn't get distracted by the important purpose, but they did have a good time. And as a young boy growing up, I actually said to myself, I don't know where my path is leading. As it turns out, it led to the big end of town. But I never ever wanted to leave behind that experience of close community, of being able to actually directly be involved in giving, and most importantly, to do it on a basis that was fun.